Welcome back to a quick chat in the Cadillac season number 3. My name's SG. I like to explore the simplicity of complexity. If you don't know, this is my show where I break it down for you both real and quick, both of them. Today I got a very special topic for you, and I want to make sure that you understand what I'm about to say because it's going to help you get your life right. But first, season 3 is available on YouTube, full episodes organized by title, episode number, and of course seasons. If you check the playlist, SG space Bubba space K, go ahead and check it out. Now that that's out of the way, let's get into the topic at hand. Season 3, new levels, new devils. And today's new devil that we're going to be talking about is the devil of attachment. Because there's two ways, as we all know, to be attached, or actually there's 3 ways that you could be attached to somebody. One is a secure attachment style. Boop. One is a codependent attachment style. Boop. And one of them is an avoidant attachment style. We got to talk about all 3. So obviously, secure attachment is the goal. That's the one you want to get to. The one where your balance is struck between needing someone and not needing someone, to the point where you're able to be there for them and there for yourself at the same damn time. Fucking 2 bad bitches at the same damn time. Now, here's the thing about secure attachment. It's very difficult for people who are not used to it or didn't grow up into it. But basically, the idea of secure attachment is having healthy boundaries without sacrificing the connection or sacrificing the relationship itself. And though that is a difficult and tall task for many, many people out there, it definitely 100% positively is possible if you know what you're doing. But it's a work in progress and it does take time. So let me put you on some game about the other 2 so we can see where you fit. Now, first up, we got codependency. See, codependency is an issue. Codependency is the feeling or need to be in the presence of this person, to exist within their energy so much so that it's suffocating them and depriving yourself. And that, my friend, is a recipe for disaster. So codependency oftentimes will show up as insecurity, anxiety, those kind of things where ultimately it's taking from your mental state because of natural things that happen in a relationship. Things like space, time, boundaries. They become threats to your security. They become threats to your stability. They become threats to your mental state and your nervous system because you cannot handle the idea of existing without this person in your energy and vice versa. This is very defeating. All right, codependency is very defeating because there's no possible healthy relationship out there that can pretty much take up all your time or give you all their time in a healthy sense, in a healthy manner. There has to be some sort of balance. There has to be some sort of sway. Now, everybody's different. I understand that. Some people like to spend more time together. Other people are completely and happily married for decades and decades upon decades, but sleep in different houses and different beds. That type of shit is pretty normal. Either way, you have to understand that codependency comes into play when there is a lack of security, a lack of self-regulation, to the point where you feel this other person is responsible for fulfilling basic human needs, like, stabilization. Regulating your own nervous system is your job to do and not theirs. And that's the biggest issue with codependency, is that you're relying on someone else to be responsible for your emotions, your well-being, and your mental and physical and emotional and spiritual health. That is not their job. As much as it is nice to have someone to help you in those times, it's not their job to be you for you. So ultimately, codependency is a way to put way too much weight and burden on any sort of connection. And when you do that, you're going to find that you're putting so much pressure on the connection that oftentimes pushes the other person in the opposite direction, which causes you to spiral and be more codependent and yada yada yada. Not a fun ball game to play. So if you are someone who is codependently attached, then what I encourage you to do is work on self-regulation, because when you do that, you're going to give yourself a better basis, a better foundation to operate from. Now, the tricky part is maintaining it, but as we all know, it's easier said than done. The only way that you can really get good at it is by practicing. Now, way on the other side of the ballpark, we have avoidant attachment. Avoidant attachment comes as a form of protection. Now, codependence is a form of hope. It's a form of outreach. Avoidant is protection from harm. Avoidant attachment basically is the idea of depriving the other person of your energy specifically so that they can't hurt you. Putting a wall up, putting your guard up to the point where the other person is incapable of hurting you because you have not let them in any form or fashion. And as nice and as safe and as in your turtle shell that sounds, that stops you from creating meaningful connections and meaningful relationships, and ultimately leads you down a path of isolation that is both lonely and unforgiving. Avoidant attachment looks like someone who routinely and unexplainably disconnects and disengages from some sort of interaction, some sort of connection. And the reason that they do this is because they're so damn afraid of being hurt that they rather would just not participate at all. It's like playing a game. Like, let's say we're playing a game of Monopoly or something like that. And you always ask someone to play the game with you, but they're so afraid of losing the game that they just decide not to play. Even though they like Monopoly and they very much would enjoy winning and probably even playing as well, they just don't want to lose, so they never play the game. That's what avoidant attachments look like. Okay, that's exactly what it looks like. When you look at someone and you see, man, this person seems to be interested or seems to be, some level of engaged with another person or in this relationship or whatever the case. But they're always vouching and vying to be off on their own, specifically so that they don't have to create a connection, so they don't have to feel their feelings. They avoid them. Avoidant. They avoid that person because that person sort of initiate some sort of feeling within them, and they're like, oh no, feelings again, I'm gonna be hurt. But like I said, this makes you extremely lonely. It'll lead you down a road of isolation, and people will just start to see you as cold, disinterested, and will not want to be a part of your life. The thing about avoidant attachment, people with avoidant attachment, is they also have feelings too. So while they're sitting there, avoiding everything that could possibly come up, especially when they're emotionally invested in it, they're also wondering, well, why is there no connection here? Why does this person not want to connect with me? Well, the reason is it's not that they don't want to connect with you, it's that you're not letting them connect with you. And you're expecting them to find some magical way through a closed door, but why would you waste all your time trying to get through a closed door when there are other doors that'll probably be open? And that's the dilemma. So instead of depriving yourself of your energy to protect you, now you're just isolating yourself and hurting yourself more. And that's a problem too. So how do we get from attached, insecure attachment? How do we get from a toxic level of attachment to a stable level or a secure attachment? Well, the answer is in finding the balance, and that's the hardest part. Believe it or not, it'll feel more difficult to be of secure attachment, to find the balance between codependent and avoided. It'll be more difficult to do that than it will to just sit in avoidance or sit in codependence, because when you find secure attachment with someone and they have a secure attachment with you, that relationship right there will be priceless. It'll be so valuable to you in your life, and it will challenge you and ask you to become a better version of yourself in ways that you never thought you ever really had to. Okay, so it opens your eyes, it expands your mind, and expands your potential. That's a very valuable thing, and very valuable things come at a high price. And the high price is you got to put in the work mentally, mostly, but also emotionally, spiritually, and physically, to be of a secure attachment. Find the balance between avoiding everything at all costs so you don't get hurt, and being way too over-invested in every little thing, so you're basically suffocating the relationship away. That's the secret sauce. So the message for today is, when you get to that secure attachment, you have to maintain it. And that's the new level, that's the new devil. Because there are going to be times, especially if previously you did have troubles with codependency, troubles with avoidant attachment, that's where the difficulty is going to be. That's the new devil for you to confront. Instead of dealing with the same cycle of, oh man, everybody loves me, but I don't know how to express myself, or everybody hates me and I can never find love. You're dealing with a cycle of, I have love now, I don't want to fuck it up. I have a connection now, I don't want to fuck it up. And that's the thing that challenges you in this new version. So take the time to understand where the wounds come from, number one. Number two, it's going to take some active practice. You're not going to be perfect off the bat. You're going to fuck it up from time to time, and that's just the way it is. Sometimes you may even lose a connection behind that. But as long as you're making the progress, you know you're headed in the right direction, because when you find a secure attachment that is strong and both parties are equally yoked to some extent, you're providing something for one another, and that's a beautiful thing that will take you places you never thought you ever could go. Anyways, that's the message for you today. Peace.